Greetings, friends and fellow aliens. Hello, thank you for being here and tuning into this video. It has been yet another hot minute since I've posted anything, over a month. Lots going on, and so I'm trying to maintain all of the real life stuff and some of the writing stuff when I can, and all of the work stuff and the kids stuff and everything else. Jacqueline's moving in, and so we're trying to get this space ready for us to be here coexisting, doing our thing. So there's just a lot. There's a lot up in the air and everything like that. And so I thought, let me try and do some short videos to get some content out there for you, because I've had some INFJ things on my mind. And the things that I have at the forefront of my head right now are related to being a mature INFJ. Mature. I always hated it when people said mature. I don't know. It's like the mature way of saying mature, maybe? I'm not sure. Anyway, so here are some of my thoughts, right, on being an older INFJ. I'm going to be doing a series of these videos because I've got a few different points that I want to cover, and it's too much for one. And if there's 5 points, I don't want to split it. So in one video, there's 2.5. In another video, there's 2.5. So this is what we're getting. So without any further ado, some advice from an older, more mature, experienced, if you will, INFJ to those of you who have just found out or that are just younger in general and perhaps haven't had a bunch of life experiences. Learn a lesson from this old man to you young whippersnappers. I have 5 pieces of advice for you, and I'm going to cover the first one in this video. And the first piece of advice that I have for you is that you are not defined by being an INFJ. What I mean by that is that you need to do you, boo. There's a lot of information out there, in particular information about what INFJs are supposed to be like. You know where I'm going with this if you've been on this channel for at all, more than like 5 minutes, because I say it all the time, that you are not defined by being an INFJ. 4 letters don't define you. Don't get in the box. Don't let anybody put you in the box. And that's all there is to it. It's an element of who you are, for sure. So let's not conflate personality with cognitive type. Personality is, I don't like candy corn because candy corn is garbage. Cognitive type is how I process information, perceive, and see the world around me, etc., etc. My personal preferences, or my personal, the things I gravitate to, my hobbies, my passions, none of that is determined by being an INFJ. It has nothing to do with it. How I see the world and how I approach those passions, sure, absolutely. But remember that we all exist on a scale. And you can't just be like, hey, I'm labeling you an INFJ, and that means that you don't like to go out, you're not comfortable in social situations, you're very internal, you wander around in a dreamlike state, you've got Jedi powers so you can do stuff to people, and all that kind of crap that you see on the internet, because it is truly just garbage. People don't understand the fact that you can be an individual and have a cognitive type. And it's baffling to me, because there's 16 types. And if that was true, well, then there would only be 16 distinct personalities in the world. And with as many people are out there, and having known lots of them, I can tell you there's more than 16 different types of people. So let's not fall into this trap of somebody, first of all, somebody telling you that you're not what you are. If somebody comes up to you and they're like, I know how to type people and I can type people by just looking at them, you know how I feel about this. These people are the bottom-feeding scum of the internet. They wander around, sometimes dressed as police officers and calling themselves the type police. They look at different channels and whatnot, or they go in the comment section and they just love to tell people they're not what they are, even though they have anonymous usernames and they have no clue what they're talking about. If you can't tell, this is something that irritates me a great deal. I would say I'm sorry for dropping a bunch of F-bombs, but I'm not, because that's what these people deserve, and I just kind of enjoy saying it. I'm just saying. My channel, people, my rules is what you're getting. There are all kinds of things out there, memes and posts and stupid articles and everything else telling you that if you're an INFJ, you have to be this, you have to be that, so on and so forth. And the problem that we end up running into, and I get a lot of this with especially younger INFJs who reach out to me, message me, because they just want to talk a little bit about what's going on, what's going through in their lives, is that you start to absorb this and internalize it. You end up reading that INFJs don't like social situations, that INFJs don't like to be around people, that INFJs don't like this, they have to do this, they don't do this, and if you don't do that, you're not an INFJ, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What ends up happening is that you internalize all these things. I have so many people that come up to me and say, oh, I'm an INFJ, and so I don't like this, and it's as if they're reading it off from the meme. Well, knock that shit off, because you don't need to be that way. Why are you taking some stupid thing that's floating around on the internet, created by God knows who, for whatever purpose that you have no idea what it is, and then saying, well, I'm an INFJ, so that's me. Well, it's not. You don't have to be that way, and you don't have to be that person. You are an independent person. You are an individual. You have your passions. You have your likes and dislikes. And if there's any piece of advice, the reason I left this one first is because I want to make sure that you are out there doing what you want to do, being an individual, and being all right with it. Just because you got 4 letters on your name, that doesn't define who you are. You can be whatever it is, right? You can do whatever it is you want to do. You're not pigeonholed into anything, and you should definitely not just take this imprint of what an INFJ is from some articles you've read on the internet and say, well, that's me. Do the internal work and say, okay, I am like this, and I am also an INFJ. Your personality comes first. This way that you think is something that can help you, and it helps you in adverse circumstances, and it helps you in your relationships and everything else to just understand why you may have some of the reactions to things that you do, and why you may feel the way you do about certain situations, but you are not defined by those things. It's not a pattern that you can't break. It's not something that you should be sorry for. In fact, it's something that you should embrace. Remember, my dear, sweet, sweet INFJ, you're a gift, always. You have all of the things to give to other people. And so don't allow this imprint of what an INFJ is supposed to be, quote unquote, to color who you actually are. Do what you want, wear what you want. If you want to shave half your head, shave half your head. If you want to wear a loud pair of sneakers, are there loud sneakers? I don't know. Kanye probably makes a pair of loud sneakers somewhere. Then wear them, right? Just maybe don't pay all that money for Yeezy sneakers. I'm just saying. So look, this is the first piece of advice that I'm going to give you. And it is simply, do you boo. Don't be afraid of the naysayers. Yes, some people will misunderstand you. Totally okay. It happens. Can't please everybody. Can't make everybody happy. And you can't expect everybody to just be all right with you as a human being. They're not. I consider myself to be a very nice, compassionate person, but still, I've had people come into my life that hated me from the get-go. Don't know why, don't care, don't really remember their names anymore. So clearly it doesn't matter. And in 100 years, none of us are going to be here. So who cares, right? Do what you need to do to be happy, and be happy right now. Treat others the way you would like to be treated. And if they don't treat you that way in return, see you later, right? In my next video, part 2 of this 5-part INFJ, mature INFJ to younger INFJ thoughts thing. It's a working title. I'm working on something better. But in part 2, I want to talk to you a little bit more about the stereotypes around the different types and why you should absolutely treat those as something really toxic to you and who you are so you can grow and you can flourish. So look for part 2 soon. I'm going to be recording these and it's going to take me some time to edit them out. So I'm just trying to kind of get the videos out as they go, right? I appreciate you being here and listening to me, and hopefully something in this video resonates with you. If it does, please say so in the comments. If you'd like to support this channel, please buy the book. I don't have one within arm's length right now, but the link's in the description. Some kind of graphic thing is going to come up around here somewhere. I'll try to do that. And if you can support the channel that way, please, pretty please, do so. Follow me on Instagram. Follow the David and Jack's channel, where Jacqueline and I are doing all sorts of goofy stuff just as a couple. It's a lot of fun. I'll put a link to that in the description as well as her channel. So just lots of different things. And feel free to reach out to me. Sometimes I am slow to respond. It's a thing. I'm a busy guy. It's the way it works. But I hope that these videos and this sort of thing helps and resonates with you. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching this one, and I will see you in part 2, talking a little bit more about these stupid INFJ stereotypes. Until then.